You don't struggle to understand emotions. You read people easily. You sense tension before words are spoken. You notice shifts in tone, silence, energy. People often say, "You're emotionally intelligent. You're very self-aware. You're so mature." But there's something you never say out loud. When you turn inward, when the noise stops, when you finally sit alone with yourself, you feel nothing, not peace, not sadness, not joy, just a quiet emptiness. And that emptiness is confusing, because by all psychological definitions, you should be emotionally healthy. But you're not broken, and you're not alone. This is the psychology of people who are emotionally intelligent, but emotionally empty. Part 1. When intelligence replaces feeling. Emotional intelligence is praised everywhere. Understanding emotions, regulating reactions, responding instead of reacting. But psychology rarely talks about what happens when emotional intelligence develops too early and for the wrong reason. Many emotionally intelligent people didn't learn emotions in safe environments. They learned them in unstable ones. Homes where moods were unpredictable, where anger appeared without warning, where silence meant danger, where love had conditions. So the mind adapted. Instead of feeling freely, it learned to monitor. Instead of expressing emotions, it learned to analyze them. Instead of asking, "What do I feel?" it asked, "What do they need?" This is how emotional intelligence becomes a survival skill, not a source of connection. Part 2. The observer identity. At some point, you stopped being a participant in life and became an observer. You watch conversations instead of fully entering them. You listen deeply but reveal little. You support others but rarely lean on anyone. You understand people better than they understand you. Psychologically, this creates what's called the observer identity. You exist just outside your own emotions. You analyze them, name them, regulate them. But you don't live inside them. You know sadness intellectually, but you don't cry easily. You understand happiness conceptually, but joy feels muted. Your emotional world becomes organized, controlled, quiet. And control feels safer than chaos. Part 3. Why emptiness feels safer than pain. Here's the uncomfortable truth. Emptiness is not the absence of emotion. It's the suppression of it. Your nervous system learned something important early on. Feeling deeply was dangerous. Maybe emotions weren't welcomed. Maybe vulnerability led to rejection. Maybe expressing needs caused conflict. So your system chose numbness. Psychology calls this a freeze response, not fight, not flight. Freeze. You're functional. You're calm. You're composed, but disconnected. Because numbness hurts less than disappointment. Control hurts less than hope. Distance hurts less than abandonment. Part 4. You're not cold. You're over-controlled. People may describe you as calm, rational, level-headed, hard to read. But inside, you're not cold. You're over-controlled. You regulate every reaction. You pause before every response. You minimize emotional expression. Not because you don't feel, but because you don't trust feeling. Your mind became the manager of your heart. And while that protected you once, it now prevents intimacy, joy, and depth. Part 5. Why relationships feel empty. Emotionally intelligent, but empty people often struggle in relationships, even healthy ones. You understand your partner. You empathize deeply. You communicate well. But something is missing. Love feels intellectual. Connection feels managed. Affection feels distant. You may overfunction in relationships, fix problems quickly, avoid conflict smoothly, yet feel strangely unfulfilled. That's because intimacy requires emotional risk, and risk feels unsafe to a nervous system trained to survive. You don't fear people leaving, you fear needing them. Part 6. The therapist-friend syndrome. Emotionally intelligent people often become the listener, the advisor, the emotional anchor. Everyone feels safe with you, but no one truly sees you. You absorb others' emotions easily. But expressing your own feels heavy, unnecessary, or selfish, so you stay strong. But strength without softness becomes isolation. You don't ask for help not because you don't need it, but because needing feels unfamiliar. Part 7. The hidden grief. There is a grief you rarely name. Not grief for something you lost, but grief for something you never lived. A version of you that felt freely, that expressed without calculation, that didn't need to manage emotional outcomes. You mourn the life where emotions weren't filtered through survival. And this grief shows up as emptiness, a quiet sense of, is this all there is? Part 8. Why stillness feels uncomfortable. When life slows down, when distractions fade, when silence appears, you feel uneasy. Because stillness brings sensation, and sensation brings emotion. Your system prefers productivity, thinking, understanding. Feeling feels inefficient, messy, unpredictable, so you stay busy. Mentally active, emotionally distant. Part 9. The moment of realization. At some point, something cracks. A relationship that should feel right, but doesn't. A success that feels hollow. A quiet moment that feels unbearably empty, and you realize, I understand myself, but I don't feel alive. This is not failure. This is awakening. Part 1. Awareness is not healing. Understanding trauma does not heal trauma. Naming emotions does not guarantee feeling them. Insight alone cannot restore connection. Healing requires safety, not intelligence. Your nervous system must learn that feeling is no longer dangerous, that joy won't be punished, that vulnerability won't cost you connection, that you won't be abandoned for being real. Part 11. Relearning how to feel. Healing starts small. Not dramatic breakthroughs, not emotional explosions, but gentle permission. Letting your body notice sensations, allowing discomfort without analyzing it. Staying present instead of escaping into thought. Feeling without fixing. At first, emotions may feel overwhelming, or dull, or confusing. That's normal. Your system is thawing. Part 12. You don't need to lose your intelligence. This is important. You don't need to become emotionally chaotic. You don't need to abandon awareness. You need balance, intelligence with presence, control with softness, understanding with embodiment. You don't need less mind, you need more permission to feel. Part 13. The return to yourself. Emptiness isn't your identity. It's a pause, a space waiting to be filled with experience, not explanation. You were never empty. You were protecting yourself. And now, slowly, gently, you can stop. Conclusion. The quiet truth. If you are emotionally intelligent but empty, there is nothing wrong with you. You adapted beautifully. You survived intelligently. But survival is not the same as living. And you don't have to choose between understanding and feeling. You are allowed both. Welcome to MindPeace, where silence is not emptiness and depth is not fear.